Hi, it's Purposefun Friday. Now, today we're going to talk about successful community business partnerships, which I'm sure many of you have experienced. But I wanted to share some of the steps that I have found to be key to making it successful, based on a range of experience over many, many years. Just to start with, though, people sometimes confuse partnering with participating. Participating is when people are involved in a project or an activity with no or limited influence over decision-making. For example, volunteering. Whereas a partnership is quite different. There is a greater depth and commitment in the relationship. And the relationship tends to build over a period of time and include shared decision-making and usually involves some form of formal agreement. So now let's focus on the 6 steps that I think are important in creating a new business partnership. And then we'll look at a 7th for when you already have a partnership and you want to continue it or restart an existing. So the first is to make sure that you and your organization are ready. Be clear and ready about what you're wanting to achieve, and recognizing that this is a significant commitment and that you have what you need in place and you have the experience of people in your organization to really make it work. Make sure you have the processes in place. And when you look at the following steps, they give you a bit of a guide what those processes would be. Now, step 2, that's actually developing a project idea and choosing your potential business partner. Now, when you're developing your project idea, you want to, of course, make sure that it aligns with your strategic direction and your business plan. And you want to make sure that you're actually choosing a business partner that has shared values and vision. This is absolutely critical. I actually experienced that myself, where I really didn't look at the shared values and got caught out. So that's critical. So step 3 is making sure you're contacting them and presenting a proposal that really inspires them and make them want to step forward. So when you're making contact, believe the answer is a yes. Have it, really a part of your soul, actually in your being, that they're going to say yes. Because you're going to be presenting them with a proposal that they just have to say yes to, that they can actually see the benefits for them as much as for your organization, where they can actually see the difference that it makes for them and the community that you want to interact with. One business I partnered with, I also actually presented to them what it is about the community sector and the project that they're going to be a part of, using language that they really understood, so they understood the nuances of that sort of project and the sector that they're going to be a part of. Step 4, making sure when you get your partners on board that you firm the project idea and making sure that you have some form of formal agreement, like a memorandum of understanding. Make sure that you both agree about the content, sign it, and date it. And when there is a large amount of money involved, this step can actually take longer than you anticipated. And you tend to flow backwards and forwards about what you want to achieve. For example, when I was working with a developer to provide low-cost housing in a partnership, persistence was key. And I was constantly stating the benefits so that they knew that myself and my team, we stood for what we believed in, and we weren't going to shift around the critical points. Yes, there was a bit of nuance around other points, but the critical points, we wanted them to really see what we were trying to achieve and make sure that they understood that and we weren't shifting. Step 5, keeping the partnership going by building a positive, committed relationship. At this phase, it's very important to use project management processes and tools to make sure that you manage the project well. Use a communication plan. Celebrate milestones that have achieved and acknowledge each other and record the progress along the way. This makes sure that you generate a positive experience. And like all good project management, you need to know when you need to adjust the plan and the roles and maybe even the timeframes. With one partnership I had, we had to negotiate the roles and some of the key milestones to make sure that we met the level of quality that we were aiming for. It still worked. We were both worked well together. The result was better for the change. So step 6, you want to evaluate the success of the project outcomes, the partnership, and the benefits to each of the partners. And if you need to end the partnership, make sure you celebrate and acknowledge the success and share the stories that really made the project come alive. And then the 7th step is, if you're wanting to restart the partnership, begin at step 4 and go through the steps again. If you're already in the partnership and you want to review how successful it's been, ask questions like, did you know the partnership? Do you still know what the partnership goals are? Are you still clear about the roles, the timeframes, the tasks, the responsibilities? All of this creates successful community business partnerships. And when you do, it does require commitment and perseverance and resources and time, yet the results can create incredible impact to your community. And when you're working together on building your partnership, you are fulfilling on the 17th United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, called Partnerships for the Goal. We need community business partnerships and businesses to agree to work together, to rebuild communities, to assist growing numbers of vulnerable people and restoring the planet, and making sure all of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals come alive for the 2030 agenda. So have fun building your partnership and your goals and what you're trying to achieve, and have a play with these 7 steps that I've come with and expanding on what you already know. And please put down some of your ideas and what you've done to create successful community business partnerships. Bye.